You know, folks, I try to keep my politics at least somewhat separate from my sports. It's impossible to keep it completely separate. And when you see people freak out on, you know, Twitter and Facebook and, Colin Kaepernick, this isn't where the place to do this. They may want to look at a little history from Jesse Owens to Jackie Robinson to Muhammad Ali and maybe learn something. Politics and sports are intricately involved with each other. But I do try to sort of keep, so I can enjoy the sports aspect of it. I try to keep it a little bit removed from sports, from my politics. But you know what? Sometimes it's impossible. So right now, the Kansas City Royals, a baseball team, you may have heard of them. They reside in Kansas City. They have 10 players who have refused to get vaccinated and therefore are not allowed to go play in Toronto because Canada, unlike us, actually has rules about people being vaccinated. They don't want us crossing the border with our unvaccinated to get them sick. Gee, what a crazy idea. Who knows? Maybe if they pass some of these bills about bodily choice, except for abortion, of course, in some of these states soon, we can give them polio and smallpox and maybe the bubonic plague and find some things that haven't existed for 5,000 years to give them. But 10 players. And the reason why this is so important is because it just shows you the depth and breadth of right-wing propaganda. There have been discussions lately about Fox News and how it's playing on all the military bases still. Why? Defense Secretary Austin, you're there because Joe Biden put you there. These are the little things we don't do, and I don't know why we don't do them. Why would we have an anti-American, Putin talking point spouting channel on at our military bases? Why? My guess is it's on in all the police stations too. Gee, I wonder why we have people in Akron getting shot 60 times for, getting out of their car and running away at a traffic stop. So we have a full team where I did the math. 38.4%, 40 if you'd like to estimate, a percent of this team cannot go to Canada and play their games against the Toronto Blue Jays. They're setting up 16 of their 26 players, and maybe, who knows, maybe along the way in the airport, they'll see if they can find a couple people who just feel like playing baseball and can run the 40 in less than, let's say, 2 minutes and can join them. I mean, there's nothing on the line for Kansas City this year. They're towards the bottom or at the bottom of the division. They're not going anywhere, but they have some really good players they were going to trade and maybe get great prospects for, younger guys who could help them build in the future. One of them named Andrew Benintendi, who I must admit, ashamedly, is from Cincinnati, where I am right now. And the Yankees, New York Yankees, my team, Yankees and the Reds, I like them both, we're looking into trading for him. So was the Toronto Blue Jays, for that matter. And so were like numerous other contenders, and now they will not, and his value has dropped. Numerous other all-stars and other players on that team, same deal. What is wrong with these people? It is a simple pinprick. You get it in your arm and you get vaccinated, the way we did for tetanus and typhoid and whooping cough and polio. Like, again, what do you think this is that you're doing? That that this is so, it's, and Benintendi said, oh, this was a personal choice. It's not, actually. It's your choice to put your own health at risk, which I guess is your personal choice, but your team's health at risk, to put your community's health at risk, your family and your country. Way to go there, sport. I'm glad his value is now dropping. Who knows? Maybe somebody will trade a bag of peanuts for him at some point. But like, it's insane to me. And again, if you don't believe this is right-wing propaganda at work, this is us losing, Democrats, liberals, truth, honesty, democracy, losing the messaging war. When people who are making millions of dollars and have access to any media in the world and any information, when nearly 40% of them have chosen to not do something to themselves that can kill them. In other words, they've chosen to not get this vaccination so that they can be susceptible to something that at this point, 99% only kills people that are unvaccinated. It's insanity. And it just is another example of the disinformation war we're gonna have to grapple with in this country. We're gonna have to deal with the guys wearing the tinfoil on their hats or dressing up like weird superheroes, showing up at school board meetings and stuff like that. We're gonna have to deal with the fact that we've got people who don't live in this reality. And if they don't live in this reality, they're not taking the precautions this reality requires. And that puts us all at risk. So yeah, there's a First Amendment, and I'm a writer and I do this stuff and I believe very strongly in it. But we do have sort of things in there like inciting riot, that's not allowed. Terroristic threats, not allowed. Kiddie porn, sharing naked pictures of kids, not allowed for good reasons. And so therefore, we need to make sure, obviously, that the kinds of things that put the rest of us at danger, that encourage January 6th to happen, or attended kidnappings of the Michigan governor, or, just lead to people getting sick and dying. We need to solve this disinformation problem. When people knowingly share fake information, they need to be held liable. When people that would information that can get people killed or hurt, we need to have something where there's truth in advertising in this country, the way we have it for corporations. Corporations are not allowed to lie in advertising. Politicians make it whatever crap they want. That needs to change. More equal time on airwaves needs to change. There's a lot we need to do, but we need to grapple with the disinformation, a lot of which, by the way, is coming from Russia and Erdogan and Turkey and all these other nations like Iran and China, because they're going to do everything they can to undermine us. We need to figure this out. Right? It's more important than just the fact that 40% of a baseball team are too effing dumb to get a simple shot so that they can go across the border and play baseball.